Okay, so let's continue. So nag-end tayo dun sa idea that cellular respiration can produce as much as 38 ATPs if the conditions are favorable. Okay? And in reality, not always nangyayari yung favorable conditions na yon. Not all the time nasa-satisfy yung requirement ng cellular respiration. Because there are situations where oxygen is not available. So ano ang ginagawa ng katawan kapag hindi favorable yung conditions? So ang nangyayari is nagkakaroon tayo ng tinatawag na anaerobic respiration. So anaerobic respiration is a kind of respiration that happens in the absence of oxygen. Okay? So let's review. Yung diniscuss natin kanina is aerobic respiration. So when we say aerobic respiration, ibig sabihin, oxygen is available. So if oxygen is available, mako-complete niya yung process until the electron transport chain. So the glucose, wait lang po. So from glucose, it will start with glycolysis, okay, and produce pyruvate. And then from pyruvate, it will continue to the mitochondria kasi meron siyang oxygen. And then from Krebs cycle in the mitochondria, it will continue to electron transport chain, which is again in anong tawag dito, the mitochondria. And then at the end of this cycle, it will produce 38 ATPs. Okay? What if walang oxygen? Magsiswitch yung katawan from aerobic respiration into what we call as anaerobic respiration. So anaerobic respiration, again, will start with glucose and the process of glycolysis. Okay lang siya kasi glycolysis does not require the presence of oxygen. Pero pagdating sa Krebs cycle, kailangan na niya ng oxygen. Kasi kung natatandaan ninyo, yung pyruvate, tinanggalan natin ng carbon. Saan dumikit yung carbon? Sa oxygen. So at the very first part of Krebs cycle, kailangan na natin agad ng oxygen. Otherwise, we cannot produce carbon dioxide. So pagka walang oxygen, hindi siya magko-continue dito sa tinatawag nating Krebs cycle. At pag hindi siya nag-continue sa Krebs cycle, hindi rin siya magko-continue ng electron transport chain. So during anaerobic respiration, ang nangyayari lang ay glycolysis. At itong process na to is what we call as fermentation. Okay? So fermentation is a process of producing energy in the absence of oxygen. Okay, so this is what we call as anaerobic cellular respiration. So again, it starts with glucose and then it will continue producing NADH and ATP and pyruvate. Pero ang end product niya will now form ethanol, which is in the form of alcoholic fermentation. Pagdating naman sa lactic fermentation, ito yung mga milk and cheese products. We again start with glucose. It will produce ATP and NADH. And then it will produce lactic acid. Okay? So yung lactic acid formation, it produces products such as yogurt, itong cheese, at saka itong yogurt, is produced through the process of fermentation, specifically lactic acid formation. Pag alcohol naman, alcoholic fermentation, syempre it produces wine, your beer, ayan, kimchi, pickles, at saka itong vinegar. Okay? Pero what's important with the idea of fermentation or anaerobic respiration is that the cell is still able to produce a small amount of energy. Okay? So nakakapag-produce pa rin siya ng 2 ATP during fermentation. Mas maliit siya compared sa 38, pero at least nakakapag-produce pa rin siya ng small amount of energy in the form of ATP. So meron pa rin konti na napoproduce para gamitin ng katawan. So for example, when you are exercising, ano ba yung common forms of exercise ninyo? Running, jogging, basketball, when you're riding a bike. Siyempre napapagod kayo. And the more that you continue with the exercise, mas bumababa yung oxygen content sa katawan ninyo. Kaya nga kayo hinihingal. Kasi it's an indication na hindi enough yung oxygen inside your body. So hindi naman pwedeng dahil sa konti yung oxygen or wala ng oxygen, hindi na nagpo-produce ng energy yung katawan ninyo. Hindi kasi siya pwedeng ganon. Kasi kahit tulog nga kayo, di ba? Meron at gumagamit siya ng energy. So ang nangyayari, nagsiswitch yung katawan ninyo into anaerobic cellular respiration. Specifically, lactic acid fermentation. So nagfo-form ng lactic acid inside your muscles, which is the reason why nagkakaroon ng muscle cramps. Yung sinabi ni Ayesa. Or sometimes kinabukasan, pagkatapos yung mag-exercise, parang medyo sore or medyo masakit yung katawan ninyo. It's because the reason why sumasakit yung muscles is because nagkaroon ng accumulation of lactic acid inside your muscles. Okay? So, itong lactic acid na nag-form sa muscles ninyo, unti-unti siyang nawawala kapag nagkaroon na ng oxygen. So pag nagpahinga na kayo and the oxygen needed by your body, okay na siya. Unti-unting nadidissolve yung lactic acid sa inyong katawan. Pero yun nga, the more rigorous yung naging exercise ninyo at mas maraming lactic acid yung na-form sa muscles ninyo, then mas, mas masakit or mas matagal yung muscle cramps ninyo. Okay? So, ayan. Yun na yung, na-establish na natin yung cramping. Okay? So, ang important idea dito is that the body does not stop producing energy. Lalo na when you are doing rigorous activities. Meron at merong energy na napoproduce. Pero, yun nga lang, konti. And then, of course, people or scientists were able to use this process of anaerobic respiration to produce important products katulad nitong mga pinakita kong to. So all of these are actually produced through the process of fermentation. Kaya sila laging tinatakpan para maalis yung presence of oxygen, and then they will continue producing lactic acid or alcohol. So ayan, everyday food natin yan, they're actually good for the body, including yung wine, wag lang excessive. Diba sabi nila, 1 glass of wine a day is actually good for the heart. And then, ayan, yogurt is actually good for digestion. The same when it comes to the different cheeses. If you're someone who enjoys kimchi and pickles, those are all produced through the process of fermentation. So the lesson that I want to leave with you with the idea of cellular respiration is this. So it says here that it doesn't matter how slow you go as long as you don't stop. So if you will compare aerobic and anaerobic respiration, syempre automatic yon. Mas maganda if for every glucose molecule, your body is producing 38 ATPs. Mas favorable yun sa katawan ninyo. The more ATP you have, the easier it is for the body to do all of the activities na kailangan ng cells ninyo, ng katawan ninyo, at saka syempre yung ginagawa ninyo everyday. Pero sabi ko nga, we cannot guarantee na all the time favorable yung conditions. And kapag hindi na favorable yung condition, so be like cellular respiration, do not stop moving. As kahit gaano kaliit or kahit gaano kabagal yung magiging movement ninyo, it's okay as long as you don't stop. So no matter how small your growth is, kahit konti lang yan, as long as you are continuously growing, after some time, napakalaking bagay na niya. At we have to remember na hindi naman lahat ng bagay or hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon, hindi favorable yung condition. Diba sabi natin, bilog ang mundo. So after some time, the conditions will change, the conditions will become more favorable. So at least, hindi ka tumigil. Nag-continue ka pa rin hanggang sa magbago yung sitwasyon. Kesa naman, nahirapan ka lang konti dahil hindi favorable yung situation sa'yo, tumigil ka na. So pag tumigil ka na, yun na yung end nun eh. Don't expect the situation to change kung ikaw mismo nag-stop ka na. The only way that your situation can change is if you continue moving forward, no matter how slow or no matter how little your movement is. So yun yung idea ng aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So kung hindi siya favorable ngayon, then the body will continue producing small amounts of energy until it switches back to a favorable condition where it can produce as much as 38 ATPs for every glucose molecules. Okay? So that is the end of cellular respiration.